As a child, I remember standing out along railroad tracks and counting cars in excess of 150 cars. One of my favorite things to do when I'm stopped by a train is count the cars. One of the weird things I do, unlike a lot of people, I count the locomotives too, because that locomotive's got to pull itself besides those cars. So everything that's on that one train is counted in my book. I am a carpenter. I built this house. I do wiring, I do plumbing. You don't have to have those skills to do this though. All you gotta have is an imagination. And you know, it took a lot of years and a lot of train shows for me to come up with this and finally figure it out. I was scared to death to always do scenery. I could never figure out why my scenery never looked good. I don't know who the gentleman was, but I was at a train show one time and we were talking about painting. I said, I can't paint. I don't know how to paint. I can't hardly color. I flunked art. And he says, I can see what your problem is. He says, a lot of people think everything's got to have a straight line to it. He says, what out here in the outside world has a straight line to it? So with that being said, you know, I eliminated a lot of my problem by taking that straight line out of my imagination. Another gentleman had told me, he says, you need to paint everything black. I said, well, how boring. Why on earth would you ever want to paint everything black? He says, because the black, when you paint back over it, simulates shadowing, where you don't paint everything a solid color. You know, you paint everything the solid black at first, but after that, then it's just not a solid gray or a solid green, whatever. He says, you get in your styrofoam, for instance, you get a indentation in that styrofoam and just spray over that or paint over that, and it looks like a shadow. So that simulates shadowing. The best thing you can do is just use your imagination. I've always wanted a drive-in theater. And then lo and behold, they come out with these portable DVD players, and I had seen that on a layout, and I said, that's what I need. That's how I came up with my drive-in theater.
As you enter, the first thing you see is the downtown business district.
When you first come down the basement, you see the city. I tried to make it look like a typical 1950s city. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, and my son, for Christmas, bought me the drive-through McDonald's. Though they had both McDonald's, the old-fashioned 1950s style, and that one. He liked it because it had the car that goes around it. So, you know, I put it on there. You know, it's a gift from my son.
Thanks to McDonald's, can I help you? Yes, I'd like to have a double cheeseburger meal with an iced tea and...
Mommy, I want a Happy Meal.
And the cheeseburger Happy Meal with the orange drink? Will that be all for today? Yes? The code is 544. Please pull around to the first window.
Head west and you arrive at the Atlas Roundhouse and Turntable area.
I am really not happy with the Atlas turntable. It would be all right for some of the smaller locomotives, but the bigger locomotives like I have, it doesn't like them real well. As funds permit and time permits, then eventually I would like to get a more expensive, more detailed turntable and install it there.
The coal mine is at the far north end.
That was a wood kit, came from K&P out of York, Pennsylvania. That is the newest addition to this layout. I get special pay from my job as a firefighter for being a mechanic and maintaining a fire truck. And I decided that this year with that pay, I was going to buy that kit. The whole month of January and part of February, I was putting that thing together. It turned out real nice, I think. I've been here since '97. This layout is going roughly on 12 years old. I've got the oil field. It's got several oil tanks and oil pumps and oil derricks in it. And you got the freight yards. Love the freight yards because it's just jam-packed with rolling stock. credit goes to Mike Bumgardner. He is the one that helped me build that trestle. He furnished 100% of the wood in that trestle. He is the one that designed the jig to build those trestle bents, and it was not an easy task.
Accessories we saw in action include the culvert loader and unloader, the MyJack crane, and an operating switch tower. Doug, who claims to have no artistic talent, did a nice job on the sky background.
They are New London stencils is the name of them. I went to the local Sherwin-Williams paint store, got the color paint that he told me to get. But one thing I would recommend is whatever you do, cover everything up and wear an air mask.
Besides working for the Greensburg Fire Department, Doug, along with Linda, operate the Cornerstone Bakery in Greensburg.
We specialize in making donuts and fruit pastries and pastries, period.
We'll vouch for the donuts. When we arrived in town, Doug had a dozen waiting for us, warm, fresh, right out of the oven. They were delicious. Doug believes building a layout is a great way for kids to learn the basics of electricity and carpentry, but doesn't think many kids are interested.
A lot of the young kids are not interested. I have a son that grew up with trains, had a train layout set right there where you sit right now. Has not got the interest in it. They want to sit there and punch buttons and watch a screen. Fortunately, what I see is the guys, the dads that do buy their kids a train set and see that train set go by the wayside, that memory of that train is going to stick in that kid's head, just like it did mine. If you have a young boy, even girl for that matter, that is got that inkling for wanting to know how things work or just tinkering around with different things, the toy train is a good place to start. Was real good back when I was younger because you didn't have all the complicated electronics that you have in them today. I mean, the E-unit was a mechanical E-unit. It was easy to take care of. Now today it's electronic E-unit. What's a kid going to do with that?
Doug likes to watch the folks' reaction when they stop by to see the layout.
They're in awe. Oh my gosh, we didn't think it was that big. One of the biggest questions I hear a lot of times, and I kind of think, well, that's none of your business, and it's, how much do you have in this? I don't know. I don't care. It keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me busy. It's a stress reliever for me. If I feel like I'm overwhelmed with stress, sometimes I'll come down here and just, if nothing else, blow the whistle on the train, or just maybe put a little lichen down on the layout, whatever. But it's Doug's pastime.
Between the fire department, making donuts, and family outings, Doug is a busy man. But not too busy. He still finds time to play with his trains.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time in Lionel Nation Part 8.
Everyone loves that clickety-clack of coming down the track. They can't ignore that all aboard, the smoke pouring out the stack. Hear that whistle blow as the train pulls out of the station. It's clear to me, oh can't you see, it's a Lionel Nation. Clouds of smoke are rising high into a big blue sky. Down the line, right on time, the train is rolling by. Everyone turns around and stares in anticipation. It's clear to me shine and gleam, that mighty sound and steam. Pistons pound around and round, just like in a dream.